So we're here with Scott Shelton, owner and operator of Midas of Cookeville, and that's address is 620
Yeah, 620 South Will.
in Cookeville, Tennessee, the only Midas that's in Cookeville. How long have you been the owner or operator of Midas?
I've been the owner for about 4 years now. I've been here for 15.
50.
Yeah, we've been in business in Cookeville since the late 70s. So
Okay.
been
So
around a minute.
I didn't know this when I started coming around here and doing business with Scott, but I didn't know that he was into racing. And even though that I don't drag race, I still am a big fan of racing and race cars and all that macho shit. So, Scott, why don't you tell us what kind of a race car, what kind of motor you got in it, and what kind of racing you do?
Okay. This is my old open wheel modified. It's a Lightning chassis. It's got a 430 cubic inch 18-degree small block Chevy in it. We try to go around the circle and dirt as fast as we can. We got a couple other ones. That's a brand new Lightning chassis over there. It's actually got a 430 cubic inch LS motor in it. It's kind of new for the dirt track world, but we try not to follow the leader and do our own thing from time to time. So, been in it since '98. Started out racing 4-cylinders, and we kind of do this to keep us from going crazy. So.
That's a good reason. So, how old is this car?
This one is a 2018 model, so it's 5 years old now. It's only got about 25 races on it though, so it's pretty fresh.
And how many have you had before this?
I don't know, 10, 15, 20. They're I'm trying to think. I've been fortunate enough. I've drove for other people too, so a lot of times I didn't necessarily own the car. We was just able to drive it.
And where do you race at?
We travel. Closest we get to Cookeville is like Mountain View Speedway. There's several tracks in East Tennessee we go to. We go up into Kentucky a lot, Lake Cumberland, just as we get time. My kids race 4-wheelers, so that takes most of our time with the Race 10 series. We got about 18 shows a year there. And on top of that, when we get off weekend, we'll get the cars out.
Awesome. So here's your counterpart. We all know Eric. Eric, come on over here. Don't be shy.
I was letting Scott kind of.
So how do you become a part of this racing?
So, kind of like Scott's story, I started racing when I was about 14 years old. Same thing, 4-cylinders. Didn't really know Scott, knew of him because my stepdad raced John Ross. He's been around the racing world forever. And then I got to know Scott about 10 years ago, probably. Just sitting at the racetrack, this, that, and the other. I've been in the automotive industry as far as a job, 9-to-5 kind of job. And then the opportunity came about to come work for Scott. I was like, racing, doing it as a job, and working here as well. It's kind of awesome.
That's great.
That's how I got to know Scott.
Great. Now, and so you're part of the racing kind of thing, and what exactly do you do? I might have missed it.
I'm really good at going and getting cheeseburgers at the concession stand.
So you're the gopher kind of guy.
Right?
Yeah, but that's a good job to have.
Yeah. It's more fun.
That's a good job to have, especially when you're around these beasts, right?
So, there's a lot that goes into these things. People look at these things and they're like, from the grandstands, I should have went to the bottom, I should have went to the top. Get in one of these things and try to figure out the science and the geometry and everything on these cars. It's hard. So there's another key part to this race team that's a lot better than I would ever think about, minus Scott. So I'm really good at grinding tires. I figured that out at the last race.
Okay.
So when it goes off the track, basically you take tires off, take an angle grinder basically, and buff the tires. That's pretty much my job, putting wheel covers on. Good at that.
And I'm also, when I'm making laps, I look for Eric. We don't run radios in these cars. We don't have any way to communicate with the spot or anything like that. We have a system that the tower uses to let us know if a caution's out or whatever, but as far as somebody speaking directly to us, we don't have. So Eric, we've got a sign language thing that we do.
Okay.
So as I'm going around under caution, I look and see Eric up by the fence, and he give me hand signals to the top or the bottom or whatever. And I rely on him a lot for that stuff because I might be running up on the cushion by the wall, and I need to be on the bottom because the guys are coming about past me. Eric can let me know that. So he's a really, really key factor once we get on the racetrack because I trust his judgment and stuff. He's been around it forever, and
right.
I mean, if he tells me to go up and knock the quarter panel off the wall, I'll do it because that's where I need to be. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So can we get a look inside your engine here, and then
So like I said, this one is a 18 degree 430.
Oh yeah.
They run a Burt transmission, which basically means we've got low in reverse and then direct drive. So after we get to 30 mile an hour, we pull it into high and it couples the engine directly to the rear end. There's no clutch, no flywheel, anything like that. really, really good way to make big power because we don't have a big torque converter and none of that stuff we have to spin. So this motor made 780 on the dyno. It's a little bit more than most guys running this car, but it fits my driving style better. So we go with the bigger horsepower stuff. Some of the guys like the smaller stuff, and a lot of times they'll kick my butt on the track. It's slick, but it's fun. Other than that, it's just basic stuff. And then we got suspension, and it's kind of proprietary. We don't talk about that a whole lot.
Okay.
So.
That's all right. Yeah, you got to keep something secret, right? So let's pan in this interior here. Tell us what you got going in here, your gauges and whatnot there, Scott.
They are pretty basic, man. We've got an oil pressure gauge and a water temp gauge and a tachometer. The tachometer's only got a recall on it. We don't really watch any of the gauges while we're racing. You don't have time to. We've got idiot lights. If something gets out of spec, it turns the light on and then we can look.
And so this contraption here, this looks heavy duty. And this is, tell our viewers what that's for.
We have progressed from back in the days, fiberglass seats and old airplane seats when racing first got started. This is a full containment seat. Gives your head and neck support. We also wear a head and neck device that connects our helmet to our seatbelt, so if we do get in the head, we don't scratch our neck. This car has an onboard fire suppression system. If it catches on fire, it will put itself out in a perfect way.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's very cool.
Which, safeties, we can wreck a race car and call another one and call the shop, have another one here in a few weeks. Can't replace drivers that easy, so safety's really high on the priority
Yeah,
list.
I would say so.
Kind of cool stuff with the car. It's got adjustment, so as I'm racing, I can adjust how much pressure the front brakes get versus the back. You can adjust that front to rear to change how the car handles. Got a switch, we can turn off the right front brake. So if we're going to the corner, the car doesn't want to turn, we can turn the right front off. You hit the brake, car turns left on its own. Just little neat stuff. Other than that, it's pretty basic inside. We don't look at a whole lot. You don't really have time in these things. So.
Okay, so one last request. Gotta hear this thing start up.
Fire it up, man. That's all you. The top switch, flip it up. It's already on, so just flip the middle one up.
The middle one?
Yep, when it starts, let go of it.
Thank you very much, Scott. I really appreciate your time and your energy and showing us your race car here.
Got a little present for you to take home to the van cave too, sir.
Hey, all right. Thank you very much. Yes, I will hang this with much pride in the man cave. And so that concludes this episode of the Man Card. And remember, don't get yours revoked.